Hi everyone, this is Subtan Hassan and you are watching Night Club. In our very first lesson, we have learned how to play chess. But now you are sitting across from an opponent and you are thinking, what do I actually do first? Most beginners lose their game not because they are not smart enough, but because they don't have a plan for their first 10 moves. Today I am going to give you the golden rules. The golden rules you should use. And I will show you how to avoid the most embarrassing checkmate in chess. The rule number 1. Control the center. Why is center so important? If you want to win at chess, you have to understand one thing. The board is not equal. Some squares are worth more than others. In chess, the 4 squares in very middle, e4, d4, e5 and d5 are the high ground. Think of the center like a mountain in middle of a battlefield. If you control the mountain, you can see the whole field and move your troops everywhere quickly. Let me show you why. Look at this knight on the edge of the board. From here, it only attacked 2 squares. It is weak and limited. But look at the same knight in the center. It now attacks 8 different squares. It is 4 times more powerful just because of where it is standing. Control the center and you control the power of your pieces. So how do we take the center control? We do it with our pawns. A lot of beginners start by moving their side pawns like h3 or a3. This is a wasted move. It doesn't control the center. The best way to start is by moving your king's pawn 2 square forward to e4. This does 2 things immediately. It physically occupies the center square and it controls the squares ahead of it. If your opponent lets you, your next goal is to put a second pawn right next to it. This is called the big center. With 2 pawns here, you have built a wall that stops your opponent's pieces from jumping forward and you have created a massive platform for your own army to move out. And here is the reality. Your opponent isn't just going to let you take the center for free. They are going to fight you for it. If you play e4, they will likely to play e5 to stop you from taking the whole middle. This is where the rule of center becomes a guide for every move you make. If you are wondering, what should I do next? Ask yourself, which of my moves help me control the center? If you move a piece away from the center, you are giving up the center. If you move a piece toward it, you are winning it. Before you think about attacking the king or capturing the rooks, you must win the fight for these 4 squares. Everything else in chess comes after this. Now that we have claimed the center with our pawns, we have a base of operations, but you can't win a war with just foot soldiers. You need your heavy hitter, your knight and your bishops. Bringing these pieces out of their starting squares and into the game is called development. However, there is a right way and a wrong way to do this. Development isn't just about moving a piece, it is about moving a piece to a square where it actually does something. Every move you make must have a purpose. So which piece you should bring out first? Here it comes, the golden sequence. Knight before bishop. Why the knight first? Because the knight is short-range piece. It needs to get close to the action to be useful. By moving your knight to f3, you are doing 3 things at once. You are attacking the opponent's center pawn, you are defending your own center, and you are preparing for castling. Once the knight has cleared the path, then you bring out your bishop. Notice where the bishop goes. We don't just move it 1 square. We put it an active diagonal where it points directly at the enemy's weakest part. This is meaningful development. Every move builds your power. The biggest mistake beginners make during development is moving the same piece twice. Look at this. White is jumping around with single knight. Meanwhile, look at black. Black has developed 3 pieces while white has only developed 1. In chess, time is called tempo. Every time you move a piece twice in the opening without a very good reason, you are losing a tempo. You are giving your opponent a free turn to build their army while you are still sleeping on the back row. Move a piece once, put it on its best square, and then move to the next piece. Don't start the fight until your whole army is awake and ready. Rule number 3. The king's safety. We have our pawn in the center and our knight and bishops are joining the fight. The board is getting crowded and the lines of fire are opening up. Now look at your king. Right now, your king is standing right in the middle of the action. Because the center is where the most pieces are moving, it is very easy for the king to get in the way or be attacked. To play a great game, we want to move him to the side of the board where he has more protection and can safely lead the team. As we have learned earlier in our first lesson, there is a special move called castling. This is a special rule because we get to move 2 pieces at the same time. Here is how you do it. Move your king 2 squares toward the corner, take the rook from the corner and hop it over the king. Now your king is tucked away on the side of the board. He is away from the crowded center and has much better place to stay. This move also helps your rook. At the start, rook are stuck in the corner where they don't have many squares to move to. When you castle, the rook moves closer to the middle. Now it can see the open path on the board and help your other pieces. It is a great move because it protects your king and brings the strongest piece into the game at the same time. Once you have castled, look at these 3 pawns standing in a row in front of your king. These pawns act like a wall. A simple tip to remember is try to keep these pawns exactly where they are. If you move them, the wall opens up. Keep the wall straight and your king will be fine while you can go and play with your other pieces. Rule number 4. Connecting the rook. At this point in the game, your pawns are in the center, your knights and bishops are out, and your king is castled. The final step to finishing your setup is to get your rooks working together. If you look at the back row, your 2 rooks are usually far apart. They cannot see each other because the queen is standing in the way. In chess, your pieces are strongest when they protect each other. Right now, these rooks are on their own. To fix this, move your queen up 1 or 2 square. Now look at the back row again. There are no pieces left between your rooks. They are now connected. This means they are looking at each other across the board and can guard one another if they are attacked. Why connection matter? Connecting your rook is a sign that your opening is finished. It means all of your pieces have moved from their starting spots and they are ready to be used. When your rooks are connected, your back row is very solid. It is much harder for the other players to find a way in. It also makes it easier for you to move your rooks to the middle of the board to help your pawns and your other pieces. Connecting the rook is the final check on your list. Once this is done, you have a complete team. You have control in the center. Your knights and bishops are on active square. Your king is in a safe spot and your rooks are protecting each other. With all your pieces in place, you are now ready to play the next part of the game. So how do you know if you have played a perfect opening? Before you start your big attack in the middle of the game, just go through this simple checklist. Do I have a pawn in the middle or am I attacking in the middle? Are my knights and bishops are out and active? Is my king castled and safe in the corner? Are my rooks connected and ready to help? If you can yes to all 4, you have a great position. You have followed the rules and you are ready to play a strong game of chess. In our next video, we will look at tactics, which are the special moves you can use to win your opponent pieces. Go try this 4th step in your next game and I will see you in next lesson.